Hello everyone, we are here at the Creative KoLAB. I'm super excited for today's episode. We are here in the Liberty Village and we're going to enter to a studio here to meet the most incredible and master hairstylist. Came from Australia to Toronto to teach a few workshops, and I'm super excited to meet her, Sharon Blain. Let's meet her. When was your first time that you wanted to pursue a hair?
Probably when I was about 9. I loved setting hair, and when I was very young, I had a very old neighbour, and I used to go on Saturday afternoon and put rollers in her hair. And every time I went back and brushed her hair out, not that I had much technique those times, and she would look at herself in the mirror and say, "Oh, thank you, I look so beautiful." And I thought, oh my God, you know, you can actually make someone feel so special. I got a lot of pleasure out of that, and I thought if I could have a job that I could get that sort of pleasure from, obviously it would be hairdressing. So it was pretty much cemented in my mind around that age, and I always thought there was nothing else that I ever wanted to do but hair.
What age were you that you went to school and you went for education and stuff like that?
I have never been to hairdressing school, and I actually hated going to school. I said to my mum I wanted to leave school, and she said, well, until you get a job, you can't leave. So I was 14, 9 months, and I got a job as a hairdresser.
Wow.
So really, really young.
Wow, very young.
Yeah. I made a really bad mistake with putting some, instead of putting the lacquer in the lacquer bottle, I put the disinfectant.
Oh.
And my boss at the time didn't have much patience, so she decided I should leave. And also, as I'm leaving, tells me I should look for another career because I don't think you're ever going to be a hairdresser. I always wanted to prove to that woman that I would be a hairdresser and I would be a good hairdresser. And I really think that's what's driven me today.
And then how many years have you been doing hair?
58.
Oh my God, this is incredible.
I know, don't think about my age now, come on. It's taken me, honestly, 45 years to perfect my craft.
Wow.
And I have never stopped learning. I've always driven myself to perfect every single thing that I teach, because I would not stand in front of a class if I couldn't do things perfectly. So if you choose to brush that way, I can guarantee you'll get a wave, but it won't be as strong as it will be if you take it back. So she's just quite fluffy and loose, okay?
If a hair artist would like to create a collection for the first time and maybe competing and bringing the team together and start creating different elements, what advice could you give?
I'm about to launch a book. But within that book, I've focused a lot of chapters about how you get your inspiration, who to look for. And I've given this whole story on people to look for. So I think first and foremost, it's getting your inspiration, not just going through Pinterest or pulling some pictures off Instagram and saying, oh, I'm going to create a collection, I'm going to copy this or copy that. Copying doesn't make you a superstar. I really never think about the hair till the end. The hair comes last for me. What comes first for me is, how do I see the picture? What's the background? What's the story? What's the era? But I also love to know what the fashion looks like. So I like to sort of be able to sort of make it all work together as one. You reach a level where it's more exciting to try and look at the bigger picture. So with what I type, I share that with the photographer. I share that with all the team. And of course, budget's the biggest thing. Right. How much are you prepared to pay to win? And what are you going to do with the shoot after? One of the biggest things I used to do when I was shooting for Hairdresser of the Year in Australia was, I've got this amount of money to spend. I've got to use these photos to bring people in the door to my business, because if I'm spending $10,000 or $15,000, this better be good marketing. So if it's for advertising on social media, blow-ups in the front window, pictures in the salon, people are going to want to look at that picture and think, I'm going to go into that salon. Usually if you go where it's going back, push the clip in to hold it back. Yeah. So it's just clipping, cupping and combing.
And we're creating a braid using knots. It's my first time doing it, so I'm no expert yet.
So no pressure.
Yeah, seriously.
No pressure there.
So then you pull the knot tight. take your little clip and move it there to hold the updo in place.
Oh, that's super cool. You're seeing so many different hair artists at different places. What is the highlights from your tour?
The highlights for me is to see the success of the students when they can complete something. It just gives you a lot of pleasure as a teacher to see the way they create.
Amazing to see the student leaving with a big smile on the face, how they've been excited to learn from you, and just being, you know, it was beautiful energy in the class today.
Yeah, it's great. I want them to go out feeling like they can do everything we teach them tomorrow,
Right.
and with great confidence. Look, you just have to be good at your skill. You have to have your skills. You cannot get anywhere unless you're so passionate and so driven and you practice. Like, you just never stop practicing.
Thank you so much. It was absolutely amazing experience, and having me here in your class, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. And thank
Yes.
you for having me.